Dad's time in Portugal is done, so he retires as the back-to-back European Champions winner. And he's wasting no time applying for the vacant job in Rome. I had decided to switch things up tactically and solidify my midfield some more, as well as lining up an unbelievable Wonderkid in goal. From Belgium, the 19-year-old goalkeeping sensation that is Thibaut Courtois. Not sure if any of you guys have heard of him, but he's a pretty big deal, and we met his £4.9 million release clause. But he wasn't the only young Wonderkid I had lined up, because then I went for sporting centre-back sensation from the Netherlands, Virgil van Dijk. Again, this youngster is kind of unheard of in and around Europe, but my god, he looks exceptional. I also had too many strikers, so I decided to try and sell Klaas-Jan Huntelaar after he underperformed last season following his free transfer. More manager movements as Ralf Rangnick leaves Hoffenheim for Wolfsburg. Finally though, Dad is brought in for an interview at Roma. Although they did also approach me for an interview, but I politely declined. And that led to Dad being approached by Roma as their new manager, for which he accepted and got straight over to Rome to take charge. But his first job was cancelling transfers that he didn't want to happen immediately. Although, if I know Dad, let's see how long it lasts before he sells them himself. Straight away though, Dad was bringing in a no-goal scorer from Benfica up top for £60 million. And right after that, he then spotted a young Romelu Lukaku and immediately was desperate to bring him in. But he rejected Dad and went to Chelsea instead. But that's when this summer took a complete turn, because Rafa Benitez had taken Dad's job, leaving Liverpool, and Victor Fernandes filled his role in Merseyside. And look who he left to go for them. The German champions, Bayern Munich. And the butterfly effect commences. So after assessing their squad compared to the very good Werder Bremen team I built, I applied. And you could say the rest is history as I become the new Bayern Munich manager. Dad, I've ended up at Bayern Munich, at my rivals, the ones I was trying to take down.
Well, they were the one team that were going to stop you from winning the league anyway.
Yeah.
So if you're going to move to the better team, aren't you? So
I mean, I was the best of the rest last season, but I was still nowhere near Bayern Munich. I couldn't beat them. Somehow their job came about because of a little bit of a manager merry-go-round, and here I am now as their manager.
I felt you were building a better team.
I know. So there was two things that almost kept me there at Werder Bremen, and that is basically the signings that I had just made that season, which you would have obviously seen. I mean, Ronald Koeman is now in there, but bringing in Thibaut Courtois for like £4.9 million, and he's already amazing. Biglia was another one that I've just brought in. Like, he is fantastic. Again, quite a cheap price. Zirkov, a left midfielder to rival Robin van Persie.
Then your best one.
And Virgil van Dijk. I mean, look how good he is at age 20.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I really don't know. However, the team that I have still got at Bayern Munich is still great.
And you've got a budget that goes with it.
And I had a big budget, yeah. I mean, I've only got £3 million left because I did spend quite a lot of it, but I think I spent it quite well. They actually have brought in Ilkay Gundogan, which is quite interesting. He is still a youngster, only 20 years of age. He's actually picked up a bit of a bad injury as well, so I haven't been able to use him yet. But as a good youngster to have in the team, if I am here for a while, I won't be. Francois Clerc is my first signing at from AC Milan. He is fantastic at right back. I looked at it really. Their right back was okay. It was nowhere near as good as Francois Clerc. So I've brought him in, 28-year-old Frenchman. So that's fantastic. Thomas Vermaelen as a bit of a backup left-sided centre-back. Again, another injury though. I'll keep picking up injuries. He's not amazing. He won't be a starting player. It's just some backup options. But he could walk into most clubs in the league. Look at this. Yaya Toure from Barcelona.
You beat me to him, didn't you?
Yeah, everybody has been telling us you need to get Yaya Toure in this database because he's basically Frank Kessie before Frank Kessie appears.
I couldn't afford him when I was at Benfica, and when I came to where I've moved to, I was looking for him, but you got him before me.
Yeah, £54 million is a lot of money though, but he is world class. Alessandro Nesta, speaking of world class, he's coming to the end of his career, 35 years of age, but he can definitely still do me a job for just £4.5 million. What a career he's had, and he's going to end it at Bayern Munich, hopefully. Anyway, so some cracking signings that we've got there. The likes of Mats Hummels is around still, 22 years of age. I've just loaned him out. They've got some recognisable faces, and I'm going for this. Now, originally I had it down here, but there's two strikers that I really want to use. Miroslav Klose, who we've seen has been dominating the league since I've been in the Bundesliga, scoring so many goals. Again, he's injured. and Luca Toni. And I loved Luca Toni growing up, so I want to start using Luca Toni. Off the ball of 19. All right, his pace is not amazing, but he's 6'4" with 18 strength, 16 heading, 19 finishing. Look.
I mean, you're 2 strikers, 18 and 19 finishing. Unbelievable.
Yeah, we've even got Wagner Love on the bench. Who remembers Wagner Love? He likes to beat the offside trap. He's quick. He's got 17 finishing himself, and he can barely get into the team. So I think going this route is definitely the way for it. Jose Antonio Reyes can play left-sided or up front as well, so I've got lots of options there, although he is requesting to leave. Bastian Schweinsteiger, before he adopted more of a deep line playmaker role, he was kind of a winger, so that's interesting. He's fantastic. I love how on social media he's always posted about how much he loves Man United. It's like he played there like 2 years. Yeah. Frank Ribery as well, in his prime, plays centre mid somehow. I didn't realise that, but plays left mid or right mid. Absolutely incredible player. Yeah, got some unbelievable players. Lucio's in the team. I think really the only weakness is the goalkeeper, but I don't think he's gonna have to be doing much, if I'm honest. So this is a cracking team. Gael Clichy at left back as well. Let's have a look at the schedule so far with this Bayern Munich team. It's not gone great. I lost to my my old team, which was my first game, on penalties. Robin van Persie scored.
You couldn't win it, could you?
No. I mean, I lost against them last season. I lost against Bayern Munich last season on penalties at the same scoreline. I went through the next round 3-0. I was finding my feet with a tactic. Got 4-2 win there. Lost to Hertha Berlin. That's when I went 2 up top. And then the last game was a 3-0 victory there with Luca Toni bagging a goal. But I've had a lot of injuries so far. Now, my Champions League group, I'm in a Champions League with Real Madrid, Copenhagen, Dynamo Kiev, so I should definitely go through it. Just a battle of who tops the group, really. Real Madrid have got a great team. They've got Bernd Schuster as their manager. Ian Robben is actually still there now. Round about now is when he actually moved to Bayern Munich. But I don't think I have 200 odd million to manage to do that. But I'm not the only one who's moved clubs this summer.
No.
You moved a little earlier than me, but with intent. I had no intention of leaving until Bayern Munich job came up. You went to Roma, Dad, straight away. You knew that obviously that was a destination which appeased to you because of the UEFA Cup.
Yeah, so I'm straight into the UEFA Cup league, so that made it even better, and they're not a bad side.
No, absolutely not. And you spent £80 million. You also sold a few of their players, which you know what Dad's like. Big clear out. As soon as he gets in, half of you over there, half of you over there. You're all leaving, by the way.
Anybody over 27 go that side.
Yeah. So straight away you come in and cause a little bit of trouble. But you spent £18 million. Now, this Jeffrey Bruma deal was already a deal that was done before you got there.
Yeah.
From Cesar Delgado down. And if you remember who that is, it's Dad's striker at Benfica.
He didn't let me down then, and he's not going to let me down now.
Now, of course, this is Italy, and they have rules such as the non-EU rule. I told Dad, be careful with the non-EU rule. Don't go signing any players because we don't understand it. What does he do? Signs a non-EU player. Luckily, he could register him. Then he signs Felipe, non-EU player. What does he do after that? David Braz, non-EU player, can't register him. 3 South Americans. It's the only 3 signings he made.
Yeah. I can't say nothing against that, can I?
No. No, you can't. You can't defend yourself because that was a terrible decision. I was sat here going, I just told you not to do that. But hey, it's Dad's journey, and I'll let him make his own mistakes.
I've got him all set up for next season now.
Oh yeah. So David, I want you to sit on the bench for a whole year. Actually, you're not even allowed to sit on the bench. You just sit there in the stands. You have to buy your own ticket too. All right, tactics.
Apart from that, was 2 good signings.
Yeah, very similar to my tactic, although you did actually make yours first, but you've gone for a deep line forward on that right-hand side. Now, your team, your midfield is absolutely disgusting. Yeah. You've got Aquilani and Daniele De Rossi, who's actually Roma manager in real life right now. He is phenomenal. Like one of the best midfielders in the world right now, and to be honest, I think
I built the tactic around these two, having them in midfield, and then just fitted everybody else in around, really. Yeah,
Aquilani, a lot better than the Aquilani that we've seen play for Liverpool. He is fantastic as well. We've got Mancini on that left-hand side, very fast, good crosser of the ball, great dribbler of the ball. We've also got Today, who is
2 good wingers, really. I don't play wingers very often, so I fit him in.
Your striker is Vucinic. who has been there for a while. Last season got 15 goals, so that's good. Obviously with Delgado up there too. Yeah. Mexes loves an overhead kick, and it's in there as well as we can see. 29-year-old Frenchman. We've got Juan. They've got a lot of non-EU players. Another Brazilian there. Abadal. Very good left back. Oh yeah, absolutely incredible. Same as
Cicinho already.
Yeah, same as Cicinho and Doni too.
Two fullbacks really are ideal.
You got a lot of Brazilians in this. Francesco Totti is still around. He's 34 though, and he can barely run. But
do you know, I just couldn't bring myself to sell him or even try selling him.
Yeah, you don't want to, do you?
I just thought no, he's worth keeping in the team. Really.
Absolutely,
he's a legend over there.
A lot of recognisable faces dotted around your bench as well. So let's have a look at your schedule. It's been a better start for you since you've only played 3 games, haven't conceded a goal yet. And the least amount of goals was a 3-0, but we got Genoa 5-0. You think that's great? Inter Milan, pretty sure Inter Milan were either winning the league this season or last. 6-0.
Hell of a start.
6-0. Unbelievable. They won it 2 seasons ago. They were runner-up last year.
Yep.
So, 6-0. Fair play. Great start of the season.
Now, aren't I?
Yeah. Very cocky considering he can't register one of his players. UEFA Cup. You've got Dundee United, Karabag, and Red Star in there, so you should dominate that.
I've got to be the favourite to win that.
Yeah, what, the whole thing?
Yes.
I mean, let's have a look at the other teams that are in there.
Strong side in there.
Sporting's in there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm going to have the odd 1 or 2, but I feel that I've got to be, with the team that I've got, I feel that I've got to be one of the favourites.
Yeah, Ajax, Leverkusen. I don't think Leverkusen's that good at the minute. Atletico Madrid. Porto again, Man City, but they haven't got the money. But they still have built a good team, we've seen, haven't we?
I mean, West Ham are there as well. So I always look at it and think any English side are in it, it's going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, but the money right now we've seen is not quite in the Premier League, is it?
No.
There's a little bit of money in Italy. There's a little bit of money in Spain from the budgets that we're seeing. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. You should be definitely one of the favourites there. Valencia, of course, is the holders of that competition, speaking of money. And they've got like £75 million in their transfer budget. And a 29-year-old David Villa still knocking about. So, you know, those are the types of teams that are winning these. But that's your goal, I guess, UEFA Cup, as well as, of course, in a brand new country. See what damage you can do in the Serie A and the Coppa Italia.
I'd like to win the Europa Cup. And then I'll take whatever happens in Italy with that.
Yeah.
To me, that's my main goal.
Yeah.
If I can win that and get it in the bag, I'll be chuffed to bits. And I'll just go whatever I'll go with then.
Absolutely. And my big goal is to finish off Germany and see what happens there. I mean, I'm in the Champions League, but I don't think I have a good enough team to just waltz right through and claim that I should be winning it. With a bit of luck, possibly I can get to the later stages. Then you never know what happens.
I've got to hope that you've built your other team so good that they take you on.
Well, that's my trouble. Like that Werder Bremen side is now really good.
Well, you did it with me with Sporting, didn't it? It took me 2 seasons to take them in the end.
Yeah, they went unbeaten for a whole year. They did better without me there. Yeah. All right, let's simulate this season and see what happens, because there's going to be a very interesting time, I guess. Dad's main quest of winning the UEFA Cup this year was off to a great start in the group stage, as he waltzed on through and topped the group, winning all 6 games and having a huge goal difference. However, my Bayern Munich side was struggling in the Bundesliga, dropping silly points here and there, including to my local rivals 1860 Munich in the 95th minute. In the Champions League, we were surprisingly doing quite well though, but with a couple of losses early on and some bad draws in the Bundesliga, we unfortunately aren't top of the league going into January. Dad got some more transfer business done in January though, bringing in his old mate Michael Ballack from Benfica, and after selling a couple of players for £40 million, funded enough to bring in Vincent Kompany from Hamburg for a whopping £55 million. I've made no signings and just trusted my players to have a much better second half of the season, which also carried into the Champions League, and round by round we looked stronger and stronger and got a second leg away from reaching the final, potentially against Benfica. And in the second leg itself, we destroyed Barcelona 3-0 to send us through to the Champions League final, to face Benfica, who defeated Lyon 4-2 on aggregate and will have their 3rd final in a row. Alright, finally I've got the Bundesliga in the bag. It wasn't even Werder Bremen who caused me trouble. It was actually Eintracht Frankfurt, who at one point caused me to slip down into 2nd place, and we're on my tail throughout the rest of the season. but they've got the job done, 6 points.
It always seems to be a thing with Bayern. We've noticed that with a couple of seasons, and they start very poorly, and then all of a sudden they're a bit like Man City at the moment, aren't they? They just sort of kick in and gone.
Have a second gear at the end of in the second half of the season, really. But yeah, so Werder Bremen actually dropped down into 3rd place. So without me, they didn't do that well. Ronald Koeman, unfortunately. There's a lot of Dutch managers who take our job, by the way. So, I mean, Germany for me is now complete. I only lost 2 games, Nuremberg and Hertha.
Could have done with you being there at least one more season, really.
Yeah. Drew 6, couldn't even beat Frankfurt. I'm just doing the favours, and I only conceded 23 goals, but so did they. But they only scored 69, and that's a naughty number, so they deserve to finish in 2nd place. So 84 points, good tally in the end. Look at that, Miroslav Klose and Luca Toni. The 2 strikers I wanted to use, they both finished at the top there. Average rating was dominated by my 3 players there, and 2 assisters as well. So that's great. I'm really happy with that. It means I can get it over and done with. But as we know, I had an incredible run in the Champions League, and I got all the way to the final to face Dad's former team, Benfica, in the final, who have made 3 finals in a row now.
Brilliant, eh?
But didn't win 3 in a row. Come on! Champions League in the bag as well. What a season that I've had here at Bayern Munich. In 1, Miroslav Klose. I absolutely love the bloke. He is now best man at my next wedding. Whether I have one or not, he is going to be the best man. 4 goals in the final. What a guy. That's insane. But fair play to Benfica.
Oh,
because
brilliant.
Rafa Benitez has gone there after you. Rafa Benitez. Straight after, and took him to a league title.
Yeah.
So he kept on winning the league title. He also won 3 cups, fair play to him. So he won the Portuguese Cup and the Supertaça, but he could not win the Champions League. Unfortunately, I managed to do that.
So he went there and let him down.
Yeah.
He let me down badly.
I know what happened.
Winning that one.
The Bella Gutmann curse ended. And then when Omega Dad left, there was some turmoil, and he said, "For as long as I live..." The Omega Dad curse on Benfica. You will never win a European final again.
Don't you put that one on me.
Imagine. So let's have a look then. My round of 16. Oh, actually, let's go to the group stage because I had an interesting group, actually, to be fair. So I actually topped the group. I did not lose. I beat Real Madrid in 1 game and drew away from home against them. So that's good. Finished 3 points above them there. In the round of 16, I knocked out Arsenal 8-4. And I won 6-0 in the second leg, so fair play. That was a trigger. There's a lot of goals going on around here. Benfica knocked out Frankfurt in the Champions League in their route. Quarter-final, then they knocked out Valencia, the UEFA Cup holders. I knocked out Liverpool, which is a big win. That's when Real Madrid were eliminated and Werder Bremen were eliminated by Barcelona. Into the semi-final, knocked out Barcelona 3-0 on aggregate. Benfica knocked out Lyon into the final against me. So there we go. The past winners now. The 2 in a row from Benfica has been stopped thanks to my Bayern Munich side. But that's my job done.
Yeah.
I don't have to stay around. I've got no reason to stick around in Munich now in Germany. So I'm more than happy. I mean, I lost in the semi-final of the DFB Pokal. Couldn't get the treble over the line. That's a shame, really, against Hamburg. But never mind. Schalke went on and beat Hamburg in that final. There we go. Lovely stuff.
Well done.
Goals-wise, just have a quick look. Miroslav Klose got 46 in 46 games, but 43 starts. Luca Toni got 27. I had a great time there. And the next manager will have £93 million to make that side even better. We'll have a look at jobs in a minute, but for now, let's see what damage Dad has done in Italy with his Roma side.
I was doing so well for half a season.
Until January. As you can see, in the Serie A, past positions, AC Milan, who won it, were never top until the final 2 days of the season.
Yeah.
Dad, you were top until January. After a brief spell in second place, you were top for over half the season.
I went on a really good run, and then after the January transfer window, I just don't know what happened. I don't know whether I took an injury or something like that, a couple of injuries.
Yeah.
But I just dropped off, and I just couldn't catch it back again.
Couldn't recover it.
No.
Maybe too many games in a row or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. So disappointed.
I mean, let's dive a little bit more into it. Vucinic got 23 goals there. And Tommaso Rocci actually was the top scorer of the league. He looks very good. Delgado had your highest assists. He also had the highest amount of average rating and assists, And Vucinic got the 3rd highest man of the match. the good news is, if you do stick around in Rome,
Yeah.
you're in the UEFA Cup again next year.
Oh, it's done me a big favour.
Yeah.
That little bit of a bad run at the end of the season done me a little bit of a favour, dropped me into that again, so I've got a second season at it. So
Yeah. So you've got another crack at that. That's a positive. But as we've seen on this, quarter-final of the UEFA Cup to Palermo. Now, Palermo are in your league. They finished below you in 6th place. But the way you went out is poor because you lost 5-0 in the
5-0
first
away
leg.
from home. I honestly, when I drew against them, I thought, ideal. They're in my league. I know what they're like. I could beat them quite comfortably.
Yeah.
And I lost 5-0 away.
I mean, as it was,
I won 3-0 home, but damage done.
Yeah, as it was, AC Milan beat Sporting in that semi-final. Man City beat Palermo, so it was a final between Man City and AC Milan, and AC Milan actually won that as well.
Yeah, so they've done the UEFA Cup and the league.
Yeah, but they also were the team that knocked you out of the Coppa Italia on penalties to go and face Lazio in the final, and guess what? They done the treble.
Yeah, they've done me badly this season, really badly.
I mean, they done Lazio at the Olimpico.
Yeah.
So that's hard, which would have been amazing if you did reach the final. Yeah. Roma Lazio in the Coppa Italia final. I bet that doesn't happen very often.
No.
So that would have been great for you. But
I mean, it was so close to being such a good year for me.
yeah, I mean, let's look where it all went wrong. We got because I love looking in your turmoil. So up to January, so this half of the season here was great. You lost big loss there to Juventus, but that ain't too bad. Another loss there to Inter Milan and Fiorentina. So that ain't too bad. But from February onwards, there's a lot more.
Yeah.
But there's also more games. And I think that's maybe the trouble because you knocked out Manchester United, in the UEFA Cup there. A draw at Old Trafford, win at the Olimpico. So, good result there. You then got battered by Lazio 4-0.
Yeah. I mean, I think there was at one stage there, I think that loss, I went to Juventus. I think I was about 8 points clear then or something like that.
Yeah.
So, even though I lost the game and I recovered from it quickly, I thought, well, that ain't too bad. You got to expect to lose now and again. But then all of a sudden, that was a lost, a draw, a lost. And that the points the points ahead that I was, just totally lost it.
Yeah. And that's a bad error there for you, isn't it?
Those 2 games, 3 games there, draw, Atlanta,
It's
lose,
almost
Napoli.
like the loss on penalties were too much as a kick in the teeth.
Yeah.
Because, as you can see then, you then drew to Juve and then 2 big losses to Atalanta and Napoli. And let me tell you, Napoli isn't like this year's Napoli.
No.
That team is awful. This
Yeah.
is their best player. Their team is not great. They finished in 14th place. So that's a game that you should be winning at home
100%,
easily.
100%.
Atalanta, they're saying they're a mid-table side. They're not the Atalanta that we know and love right now. So few bad losses.
Chucked it away.
But
such a shame as well. Because I felt I had the team to win the, especially the UEFA Cup.
yeah. But he got another year of Totti, and that's the main thing for you.
Yeah.
He got another year of Totti. 33 goals for Vucinic, who's not bad at all. That's a really good return. But that, I think, is obviously a great signing from you. And Delgado with 26 goals and 20 assists.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible there. Obviously, you brought in Ballack halfway through the season. He's been very good for you as well.
That was the other thing as well. Bringing Ballack in January, I thought.
And Company too.
Yeah. I just thought, especially Company, because I brought him in for the left-sided defence, and I thought
Right side defence.
Yeah. So I mean, but he actually played on the left side for me.
Oh, right, okay,
the right side player was even better.
Yeah, Max says, yeah.
So I just felt I really sort of sewn it up even more, and Ballack in the middle of the midfield as well. I thought I've just made my sort of team solid now.
Yeah.
And I was quite confident of going on for the next 3-4 months.
Yeah, to that point, you were top run away with it.
And it dived off the opposite way. So.
But next year's transfer budget, £28 million, should you decide to stick around.
Yeah.
However, job-wise right now, of course, I will be looking to leave. Is there anything really available? Well, not really, unless you go to Valencia for me. Now, Valencia, of course, they were in the Champions League because they won the UEFA Cup. But it's a very aging team. If you have a look by age and sort by age, a lot of their best players, I mean, go all the way down to here, that's all of their players who are 30 and above.
That's brilliant for me. That's a hell of a lot of money for me now. It's all them.
Yeah. But the trouble is, you go there knowing full well you're not going to win the league within a couple of seasons. So that's a full rebuild and a half, really.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
I mean, yeah, they've got Raul Albiol, who's great, but even their main talisman, David Villa, he prides his thing on pace. That's not going to stick around when you get to 33, 34. So unless you do something within 2 or 3 years, you're not going to get anybody
to buy him for that price neither. So it's not really worth that.
No. So I'm kind of like that with that job at the minute. I don't know whether to take it or not, or go for it or not. They've got £80 million in the transfer budget, or see who takes my job and see what the manager merry-go-round really does for me in that season. However, there's a couple of trophies to add to a trophy cabinet, and thankfully, it's mine. Let's have a look. Yes, nothing for Dad to add this season after his new move to Rome, but a very unexpected season for myself, snagging that Champions League win, as well as the Bundesliga. Meaning once again, I jump ahead of Dad in Glory Hunter with 2 nations now complete, and on the hunt for a new job.